You are Locked On Tigers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Detroit on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
I'm running out of ways, guys. I'm running out of ways to describe this team. Welcome into a live Locked On Tigers Postcast, a team of destiny. The comeback Cats finish off the sweep of the Tampa Bay Rays, and my, oh my, this game was the perfect description of the entire season. It embodies who the 2024 Detroit Tigers are. Down and out. Feels like the game's over. They find a way, 2 runs in the 6th to make it 3-2, and then a magical 8th inning. Never count out the Detroit Tigers. They win it 4-3 in comeback fashion. Welcome into a live Locked On Tigers postcast. I am your host, Jake Rietma. You can follow me on Twitter at Jake_Rietma. I know we got a lot of new people joining, and it's real simple around here. Come one, come all. Let your voice be heard. This is your post-game destination for all things Detroit Tigers and all things Detroit sports. It's the Locked On Detroit Sports, Locked On Sports Detroit on YouTube, and of course, available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. So thanks for making Locked On Tigers Postcast your first listen following the conclusion of each and every game. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts, and of course, on YouTube. It's all part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team each and every day. Today's show is brought to you by Booking.com. Yeah, that's right. This episode is brought to you by Booking.com, and the right stay can make you a fan of any city, even your baseball rivals. Book today on the Booking.com app, or of course on the website, Booking.com, official accommodation partner of Major League Baseball. Get the Booking.com app today. I'm speechless. I really am speechless, which is not a good thing to go into a post-game show being. I'm yelling at the TV. I'm clapping. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm feeling the excitement of this team of destiny. And today is another example. Every single position player contributed in some capacity. Every single position player played. AJ Hinch is hitting all the right buttons. It's real simple. Winning solves everything, right? The chemistry, the camaraderie. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. But this team, I cannot think of an example of a team that felt this way. Maybe going all the way back to 2006. Maybe somebody in the comments could help me. But you're running out of things you thought you'd see or you could even predict in your wildest dreams. And that's what makes sports so great. The magic number is down to 2. It could be as low as 1. The Twins have to play yet tonight. Royals did finish off the sweep of the Washington Nationals. But again, the Tigers are in complete control of their own destiny. And based on the events of today, you felt like, all right, what might this weekend look like? And obviously you don't want to get to Sunday where you need a win and Tarek Skubal has to pitch. But a win in today's game over the Rays does so much to bring that magic number down to 2, and in comeback fashion, in epic comeback fashion, no less. So let's look at this one, the way it all played out. You had starting on the mound Reese Olson, who I thought was fine. He gave up the 2 runs in the 3rd, and then Twitter went crazy in the 5th when Casey Mize came in his first career relief appearance, and it didn't exactly go splendid. So top of the 5th, he gives up the triple with 1 out, and then the wild pitch scores him. That makes it from a 2-0 game to a 3-0 game. And like I said, a lot of people, my phone was blowing up. A lot of people texted me, why is Casey Mize in a relief position, in a relief appearance? And I think it just is a testament to trying to manage every single game like it's your last, to win the game, to bring that magic number down, of course. But at the same time, I saw a lot of people on Twitter, Casey Mize bust, and understandable because of the underachieving nature of Casey Mize. Really, I think that's how you would describe in largely his career as a Detroit Tiger. Now, what he did in the 6th inning, that again shows a little bit of a glimpse of what Casey Mize can be. He comes back in the 6th inning, and yes, he does give up the leadoff double, but after that you get 3 straight strikeouts. You get 2 strikeouts swinging, and then the series strikes out looking. He strikes out the side and limits the damage to just the 1 hit. Then in the bottom of the 6th, that's where the Tigers start to get back into this one. And the 3, and maybe this was just a me thing, but the 3-0 deficit felt like a wide margin. I don't know why this game just had that feeling, and you'd had such high of highs between the Royals sweep, 2 out of 3 against Baltimore over the weekend, and then the first 2 in this series, and you had the Job debut last night. There was just so much, that almost like that emotional, I don't want to say letdown, but it's a day game. You're down 3-0, and you just hadn't really had anything to cheer about at this point from a fan's perspective. And it just felt like, okay, reset. Let's go get it this weekend. But the Tigers had other ideas, let me tell you, because you get the Colt Keith triple in the bottom of the 6th, and then that scored Vierling, because Vierling was on by way of a walk, and then Carpenter in the big pinch hit spot. I liked pinch hitting Carpenter there, and he does the damage to make it 3-2. Okay, brand new ball game, right? Move ahead to the 8th, and oh my goodness, this is where I couldn't sit down. I'm pacing around, I'm screaming in my apartment, and you know what? I should have said this earlier, but it's a day game Thursday. I hope everybody was skipping work like you've been given permission to. There's a lot of talk of the kids skipping. So kids skip school. Everybody else skip work, and all in on the Tigers based on the noise and the applause and the absolute ruckus nature of the crowd at Comerica Park. I'm going to say a lot of people went ahead and cashed in on skipping work and skipping school. But that 8th inning, my goodness, it started harmlessly enough, but down 1 run with the Riley Greene single with 1 out, you feel like, all right, let's find a way to manufacture that run. Pitch in the dirt. Riley Greene takes off to second. I thought he was a dead duck. I'm not going to lie. The throw gets, I don't want to say gets away, but a good throw would have got Riley Greene. No harm, no foul. Then Vierling walks, and Colt Keith, man, what a game for Colt Keith. We talked about the triple earlier, but the game-tying RBI up the middle just muscles it out of there. It kind of reminded me of, if you want to flashback all the way, that it was early 2000s when the Arizona Diamondbacks beat the New York Yankees. Luis Gonzalez had that flare, the game-winning RBI, that flare single. It kind of reminded me of that for some reason. I don't know why my brain is messed up that way. But Colt Keith gets his second RBI of the day, and what a day it was for Colt Keith to get that second hit that tied the game up. And he needed it too, because he was 0 for 11 in this series before today. And for him to have that breakout game, it just goes to show you that so many different guys on this Tigers team can hurt you, can hurt the opposition. And today it was Colt Keith. Now, job's not done. All tied up, runner on third, less than 2 outs. And this is just great baseball, fundamentally sound baseball. I think we can all agree with this. When Justyn-Henry Malloy's at the plate, everybody thinking less than 2 outs, runner on third, just find a way to get that ball into the outfield. He gets himself into a favorable count, and sure enough, delivers fly ball, not even very deep to center field. You know, it wasn't like a no doubt about it that run's going to score. Vierling takes off for home, head first dive, the emotion, the passion. I was digging all over the internet trying to find a photo of Vierling, if you're watching on YouTube, after he comes up out of his slide, go ahead run, scores. Rah! It was amazing. Absolutely incredible. Shows the passion that this team has. And I was a little late coming on today because I wanted to watch some of the post-game stuff where you had Johnny Kane interviewing Matt Vierling, or interviewing Colt Keith after the game, showing him the video of Matt Vierling after that. And just an epic photo, epic finish to, again, a ride that has been wilder beyond any of our imaginations. Tigers get the win today, 4-3 over the Tampa Bay Rays. Finish off the sweep now, 11 games over 500, 85-74. And we'll talk about the bullpen later on today because Beau Brieske was really good. He gets the win. Jason Foley gets his 27th save of the season. But I want to get to the comments because there are a ton of them filling in, and I love it, guys. I can't even explain to you how exciting this is to have the live Locked On Tigers postcast community be witnessing, commemorating about it all. night in and night out, day in and day out, since we had a day game today. It is just as epic as you could possibly draw up. There's nothing better than meaningful baseball down the stretch, living and dying with every single pitch. So let's get to some of those comments. Jason Walter leads it off. The gritty Tigers, loud noises, exactly how I felt. Detroit Sports Talk, this team is going to be scary in the playoffs. Let's go Detroit. Yes, magic number down to 2. I think we're all on the same page, understanding what the magnitude of that is, what that means. Grant Hayward says, can't believe this is my life. I love it. There you go. Lauren Wagner, this is a team of destiny. No one can convince me otherwise. Eat 'em up, Tigers. Yes, that's one of my all-time favorite Tigers cheers. Eat 'em up, Tigers. Eat 'em up. I remember the 2006 World Series after I was at the one game they won with Kenny Rogers on the mound. The Tigers won, and Eat 'em up was, may he rest in peace, Eat 'em up, Tigers, with his change outside of the gates of Comerica Park. Eat 'em up, Tigers. Eat 'em up. Have a picture with him and everything. All right, Curtis Seibert Jr. is upset for some reason. Ryan says, rah, there we go. Ryan, what a comeback. The roar of 24. Are we going with that? I kind of like it. Let's go with that, right? The roar of 24, says Aaron. No doubt about it. Okay, here's more clarification from Curtis Seibert Jr. Waited for this for 8 years. A lot of people have waited a long time for this. There we go. All right. Jim Scott says, wow. Mark DeMeyers, woohoo. Maritime Adam, my main man, says, let's go. What a win. Great calls. There we go. From Jason Benetti. Yeah, Benetti was fantastic. Carlos Pena in the booth. Love it. I always go on Twitter afterwards and listen to some of Dan Dickerson's calls. Great stuff as well. Soul Blaster 59, JHM, Justyn-Henry Malloy with the win. When you think they're down, these cats have teeth. There you go. All right, man seated left the game when Mize threw a wild pitch and came back just in time. Okay, at least you got back in there. Never give up. Let that be a lesson. Never give up on this Tigers team. Grant Hayward, this is the best Detroit sports has collectively been since fill in the blank. Yeah, I asked you the same question. For those that don't know, I was also on the air at 105.3 The Fan in Dallas and talking about this is the best time to be a Detroit sports fan. And I don't know how long. It's been so long since we've had consistency amongst all of our teams at the same time. And the vibes are, I think that's what the kids say, right? The vibes are immaculate amongst 3 of our 4 teams. We don't need to mention that 4th team, but you had the Red Wings at the series earlier before their preseason got started. You had the Lions sending out their well wishes. Dan Campbell was vocal about it. You had Big Sean throwing out the first pitch today. I mean, just so many great things happening with this Tigers. And the Dan Campbell gif up and at him. It's all going at the right trajectory at the right time, and you just can't get enough of it. Jay Cogs, a city that doesn't care about the odds, has a baseball team to match it. That was, I believe, Jason Benetti's line. It's in quotes, so I would assume that's exactly quoting Jason Benetti there. Rufus Elgato de Baseball. My wife is in a meeting. We both work from home, and I screamed F yeah at the end of the game, and she shot me a dirty look. Love the fans in the stadium. Wish I would be there with them. Yeah. I mean, that's what this is all about. You know, excitement down the stretch. It's just amazing stuff as well. Jordan Ramirez was watching during class today. It was sick. All right. Good stuff. All right. I'm going to try to get to, we've got so many more comments to get to, and I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody on this live Locked On Tigers postcast. It's amazing. It's a sweep over the Tampa Bay Rays. Magic number down to 2. We'll talk about the bullpen here in just a second. This episode of the Locked On Tigers postcast is brought to you by PrizePicks. That's right. The most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports is on PrizePicks. Here's how it works. You simply pick 2 to 6 players and their projected stat lines. You pick more or less and watch the winnings roll on in. There's over 5 million active members. That's because it's the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps on PrizePicks, it's just you against the numbers. You don't have to play against the Sharks and in a big whole league with a bunch of other people. No. It's just you against the projections. Pick more or less 2 to 6 player stat projections, and voila, you'll watch the winnings roll on in. Now, PrizePicks, they care about their members. So all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When your prize hits, Yep, you can get that money in as quick as 15 minutes. So maybe you're taking your significant other out to dinner, you make a PrizePicks, you want that cash, you need to pay for dinner somehow. Well, you got 15 minutes to stall, but that's how quick the withdrawals are. Fast, safe, and secure. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Listen, just pick more on anything Tigers. That's my best advice for you. So download the PrizePicks app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code LOCKEDONMLB on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't need to win to receive the $50 bonus because it's guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game. All right, we continue to cruise along on a live Locked On Tigers postcast after another Tigers victory, this one in thrilling comeback fashion. Finish off the sweep of the Tampa Bay Rays and count it. That's right, that's 5 wins in a row. And dating back to the Orioles game, I'm going to count them all up now. That's they won the last 2 in that series, the series at home against the Orioles. They took 3 on the road against the Kansas City Royals. So that's 5 in a row. And then 5 out of 6. Then let me see. That would be 7 out of 8. And then 3 in a row there would be, that's right, 10 out of 11. Okay, math is hard. Math is hard. Appreciate everybody working with me on that. 10 out of their last 11. I mean, there needs to be a 30 for 30 on this team. I don't know how else to say it. The script has written itself, and the documentary creators, producers, directors get after it, because this is just an incredible story. And it's a story without any superstar. I mean, you've got Tarik Skubal, the perennial Cy Young, which, by the way, the Cleveland Guardians tweeting that stuff about the Cy Young favorite. Yeah, I'm not even going to empower that. It's just so wrong. Tarik Skubal is a Cy Young. So you got one superstar pitcher, a bunch of young guys just playing ball, AJ Hinch punching the right buttons, figuring out the right combinations, Chris Fetter getting the most out of his pitching staff, and we, the fans, just get to sit back and enjoy every second of it. So other observations from today, again, Reese Olson, it wasn't his best by any means. 4 innings, gives up the 4 hits, 2 earned runs, struck out 3. Casey Mize finished strong by striking out the side, so 4 strikeouts in 2 innings, but he did give up the 1 run after he gave up the triple and then the wild pitch. But Beau Brieske, man, he's been on a heater. He gets the win, 4-4 in the season, 2 innings, and he was really, really good once again. And then Foley comes in the 9th, 1-2-3. Other than that, the hiccup Foley had against Baltimore, he has been fantastic, and you feel really good about where this bullpen is at. So, Locked On Tigers, live Locked On Tigers postcast. Don't forget to check out Locked On Tigers with Scott Bentley. And what a time to be a Tigers fan. This is Locked On Sports Detroit. So this weekend we'll have a Locked On Michigan Wolverines postcast, post-game show after their game against Minnesota. And then, of course, on and not Sunday, because the Lions are on Monday night. So we'll have Locked On Lions postcast late Monday night. All right. A couple more comments to get to. Mr. Nick, Moxie wagging up. Absolutely. Mr. Nick also says, restore the roar. No doubt about it. Bob Best, just check the box. Score from the West Coast. Congrats to you guys. All right. Bob's our adopted Giants fan, which we won't talk about things that have happened in the past. Casey says, solid bullpen, timely hitting, some excellent fielding, close wins down the stretch. No reason this team can't make a playoff upset and run. I completely agree. I was talking with my brother today. Not as big of a baseball fan, older brother. So I got a younger brother, older brother, and just I was like, I can't believe this is happening, and trying to explain the unlikelihood of this run is tough to put into words. All right. This Luto says this game was the definition of grit. Edlon, I agree with this one. Nobody wants to play the Tigers in the playoffs. Completely agree. And this comment here from Man-Seated, Shades of Gibby in 84. All right. Mark says, how about them Tigers? Edlon with a reminder, do not take the Sox lightly. Sox are going to sweep the Angels. They are trying to avoid the most losses in a season. Exactly. We talked about where Grady Sizemore said he's going to push back Garrett Crochet's start so that he can go against the Tigers and our rival. I mean, sure. Yeah, bring it on. Let's go. I back the old English D. Grady Sizemore, I guess, he's managing the worst baseball team. I know somebody in the comments yesterday said they're not technically the worst baseball team yet, which is true, but the Tigers hopefully can make them the worst baseball team. How about that? All right. Couple more comments here. Detroit Sports Talk. If the Twins lose tonight, do you put Tarek out there tomorrow as a pretty guaranteed win or wait for the postseason? I think you rest them. You absolutely rest them to the postseason. There's ways to win games without Tarek Skubal. And I don't think you bring him out there unless you absolutely need to on Sunday, which hopefully based on what we see the next 24 hours with the Twins game tonight, and then tomorrow night with the White Sox coming to town, we can just end it, clinch early and then rest up those last 2 days. So very good stuff. Mark, completely agree. Let's go Marlins now. Absolutely. We're all behind our baseball team. Go get them, Tigers. Mary Jo Isaacson's in the comments. My grandmother at the game again today. There you go. Yeah, sweep. Going to all the games this weekend. We're going to the playoffs. I love it, Grandma. I love it. Yep, that's right. Magic numbers down to 2, could be as low as 1 after hopefully the Marlins find a way to get a win. YouTube user says, why was Casey Mize pitching out of the bullpen today? A lot of people ask me the same question. The best thought I can have is thought that gave you the best chance to win today. And AJ Hinch has said he's going to manage each and every one of these games like there's no tomorrow, and it's a playoff chase. And so I think it was a roll the dice kind of move that didn't necessarily work out. But I also think it might be a sign of the future of Casey Mize, and I might be looking too much into that. But there's going to be some serious conversations about Casey Mize's future, I think, this offseason. All right, here we go. We are going to take one quick break and close this one up. I could go for hours. The guys at Locked On said you got to shorten your shows sometimes, and you know what? They're the bosses. They understand. That's why they wear the suits. They make the big bucks. I just blab about the Detroit Tigers. That's what I am paid to do, and that's what I'm capable of doing. Know your role, right? I'm kind of like the last guy on the bench. I'm just a let's go guy. I get everybody going. I'm a glue guy, and those were the instructions to me. Hey, the Detroit Tigers are victorious once again. We tie a bow on this one. Don't go anywhere. Locked On Tigers postcast. We'll be right back. This episode of the Locked On Tigers postcast is brought to you by Booking. Booking.com. Booking.yeah. The right stay can make you a fan of any baseball city, even your rivals. And with that magic number down to 2 for the Tigers, it's time to start thinking about those postseason playoff plans. That's right. I said it. Playoff plans. And Booking.com, if you want to book online or by downloading the app, that's the destination. You can explore those U.S. cities you've always wanted to learn more about, with hotels, bed and breakfast, vacation rentals, resorts, and so much more on Booking.com. You might just find your perfect stay even in your baseball rival city during the postseason. Maybe it's time to taste test your baseball competition stadium cuisine. Luckily, on Booking.com, you can find the stadium stay that's right for you with Booking.com's wide variety of choice across the United States. You can go incognito to all your baseball rival cities, but you know what I say to that? Nay, wear the old English D. Represent. All right, I can remember going on all kinds of postseason trips, and the right stay is so important. I can remember not even postseason, regular season, going to Pittsburgh, some of my favorite road trips, Toronto. I remember going all the way, I'm deep in the heart of Texas, Dallas, in Houston, a lot of different ballparks, and of course, everybody in the Central as well. Those are the memories that last a lifetime. And Booking.com can help you deliver the exact right stay for you. The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city, even your baseball rivals. Booking.com, Booking.yeah. All right, we tie a bow on this one, and I just, in the most joyous vibe, whatever you want to call it, feeling overall sense with this team. I am so over the moon watching this all play out because I used to hate when announcers say it's unbelievable when you just watch it. Like, of course I believe it. Oh, what an unbelievable catch. Like, no, that was a great catch, but it wasn't unbelievable. I think the semantics of the word unbelievable could be applied to this Tigers run. If I wasn't watching it unfold in front of me, if I was like on Castaway, the movie Castaway, where Tom Hanks' character comes back and they're trying to explain to him what happened in the Super Bowl where the Titans got tackled on the 1 yard line against the Rams, that would be hard to believe if you didn't see it. This Tigers run would be hard to believe if you didn't see it. 10 games back in August, best team in baseball. And it's just been incredible. And I appreciate each and every one of you that have been along for the ride. If you're just joining us, if this is your first Locked On Tigers postcast, if this is how many games have we played? We've got 3 games left. So if this is your 159th, I know we didn't technically launch because I was at opening day. I remember when Locked On hired me, they said, we can't wait for you to do the first Locked On Tigers postcast after opening day. And I said, I'm going to opening day. Fortunately, we were able to push back the launch of the Locked On Tigers postcast. But I remember firing up the graphics and not knowing what I was doing and writing out the description and the titles to now we're here. I mean, 1 season of Tigers baseball on the Locked On Tigers postcast. I remember doing the 4th of July show after losing to the Twins and Kenta Maeda gave up 100 runs. I can remember doing the Locked On Tigers postcast after some of the most bitter defeats. And I think if you follow 97.1 The Ticket, my old station and the Tigers flagship station, you saw the interaction with Jim Costa that they pulled up from several months ago with AJ Hinch when he asked AJ Hinch, do you think you're doing a good job? AJ didn't like that question, and they could laugh about it today. I mean, this thing truly has gone full circle, and that's a shout out to my guy, Jim Costa, great friend, and appreciate all he's done for me. Good mentor as well. That being said, thank you so much for tuning in to a live Locked On Tigers postcast. And let's do it again tomorrow. How does that sound? Maybe we'll be spraying some champagne tomorrow if the Marlins can help us out, beat the Twins tonight, then that magic number is down to 1. Couple more comments we'll try to get to at the very end here. SW Lion 26, this team has so much heart. Amazing comeback. Tiger Town says, great win. Feel a tiny bit scripted, but I couldn't be happier because it's been almost a decade since a postseason appearance. Great win overall. You guys deserve this. Sincerely, I'm not sure. All right. Chopix says that's how it's done. Tiger baseball. And I should say, make sure you keep comments appropriate, no profanity, because otherwise we got to change the settings on YouTube. We don't want to do that. The YouTube robot is too robust as it is. Maritime Adam, I think Mize moving to the pen was actually smart. Casey has really struggled with command this year and gave up a lot of hits. Now he can fine tune his work in the pen. That could be part of it. Absolutely. MSU Detroit fan saying, I think Olson might have been on a pitch count. And after he reached it, they put Mize in. That could very well be part of it. And I'll say this, though. I've learned never to question Chris Fetter or AJ Hinch and their use of the pitchers. Maybe I shouldn't say never because let's be honest, who are we dealing with? I'm going to question it at times. But this was an example where the offense bails you out. And I don't think bailing out's the right term because the offense scored 4 runs. And in this series, you gave up 1 run in the first game, 1 run in the second, and 3 in the third. I mean, you're going to win a lot of games, a lot of series. You're going to sweep a lot of series when you give up an entirety of 5 runs through 3 games. So there you have it. That's my take. That's my 2 cents worth less than that. Couple more, Mr. Nick. Let's go Marlins. Clap, clap, clap. I love it. There you go. Justin L. was at the game. There you go. Tiger Town, you're all good. Love your after shows. Appreciate that. All right. I love it. I would stay on here forever if I could. And we just stream all day. Just keep it going. Maybe we'll do stream during the, we'll do a Locked On Tigers postcast after Twins. No, I kid. Ty says, is AJ Hinch the manager of the year? I don't know how he's not in this. And I was, I was always critical of AJ Hinch to a flaw. I mean, when I was covering the team last year in the clubhouse, I can remember the Tigers PR giving me the nasty look when I during a 9-game losing streak when I asked if there's any lineup changes coming. And so if there's a time to question the manager, I think there's enough people that are in a position to do so, credible, credentialed media. I talked to my guy, Jeff Rieger, today for almost an hour on his way into the ballpark, just talking about how improbable this is. But when kudos is deserved, we're going to give it to AJ Hinch, and he's the manager of the year, in my opinion. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to a live Locked On Tigers postcast. We'll do it again tomorrow. We're just going to continue to ride this out. The magic number is down to 2. Can you believe it? Everybody tune in to Marlins and Twins tonight. I'll share out my MLB TV login. I'm just kidding. I can't do that. Only a couple of devices, and I've already lent them out. But tune in to Marlins and Twins tonight, and then tomorrow, first game of the 3-game series against the Chicago White Sox. Let's hope and pray that the magic number is down to 1 and we can just go take care of business on Friday and then rest everybody the rest of the weekend. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, afternoon, and I know day game Tiger baseball. Skip the rest of the day at work. Thanks for tuning in to me. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe, because again, if you go through Locked On Sports Detroit, you'd see we do this every night. We do this after every Lions game, Locked On Lions postcast. Shout out Matt Derry. What a tremendous job he does with Locked On Lions on the daily. We do this after every Tigers game, after Michigan Wolverines game. This is your post-game destination. It's all free, nonstop content for you, and I am fired up and humbled to have the opportunity to do that. So shout out to each and every one of you. Have a great rest of your day. Let's go Marlins and let's go Tigers. The gritty Tides get it done. A sweep over the Rays in comeback fashion. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.